The Lord has given us, I have this little picture, and it has a hot air balloon and a vineyard and fruit. And I know your word this year is to trust. And we just really believe, as we were praying over this piece and preparing, that the Lord is saying, trust in me. I have fruits. I have vineyards for you, and I'm planting so many. And the harvest, the reaping is going to be great. And I'm just excited for you. This is going to be a year of untethering. So we have this is a beautiful quote on the back here. I'm just going to read this one last part. It says, "You are untethered, no longer earthbound in your ability to receive. Soar into the place of provision." I love that the prayer that Carrie said, she said provision. That's the Spirit of God. An inheritance. Be filled with the fruit of the Spirit and enjoy my presence. This is your promised land. Take responsibility for abiding. Enjoy the test. Each one has an upgrade attached. You are empowered to pass the test by the practice of abiding. And so this is a gift from April and I, so I'm going to hand that to you. So April, if you want to review it now, our fun stained glass that you can hang in your house of abundance. So spread joy. If you see, we have the gospel flowers. You can touch it. So there's a mirror, just seeing the reflection of the impact that you're having. And there's also a key hidden in this piece. It says courage on it, and that key unlocks what we talked about, the untethering, and that's to your heart. And so that heart is on the bottom. And this is the world. This is represented. We're taking the gospel to all nations. And that is why I'm a Ordinate member. That's why I support my beautiful friend who loves Jesus with all of her heart and is spreading the joy one hoop at a time. And so it's not over. April's going to flip it over. And for every stained glass piece, there is a scripture verse. And so when we were praying and asking the Lord, this is the verse that He revealed to us, John 16:24, "Ask using my name and you will receive, and you will have abundance." And so Jesus is doing great things. So we're so excited to be a part. We love you.
Wow.
Oh wait, look over here.
I'm recording.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Wow. That was strategic. Was that a dollar balloon or was that a free one? Okay, so I'm just going to share a few words with you guys and we're going to play a quick video. I'm not going to talk a whole lot tonight because I know we got a lot of kids. How many of you are exhausted? Who ate the pie? Do you feel sick? Yeah. Seth walked up to me and he was like, "I feel terrible." I was like, "Honey, go sit down. You just ate a whole pie, like 80 slices of watermelon." Okay, how many of you guys have heard about Hoola for Happiness before? How many of you raise your hand if this is your first event ever with Hoola for Happiness? Yeah! Wow! That is so exciting. So I'm just going to give you guys a brief. Some people ask me, what do you guys do? Like, we're having fun and you like hula hoop for Jesus? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm just going to give you a little brief what we do, and then we're going to show you a video from our girls all over the world so you can see what we do all over the world. So I'm just going to tell my story real quick using the 5-color hula hoop. You're going to hold that. Yes. Okay. We make travel hoops. That's one of the things we do. And we tell our stories of transformation through 5 colors. So I'm going to tell my story of how I started it using the colors. Okay. Yellow represents that you're created for a purpose. When I grew up, I knew that God loved me very much. And when I was 13 years old, I felt God calling me to be a missionary. And I was really excited about it. But the night that I was going to tell that decision to everyone, including my family, my parents made the decision to get a divorce. So we did not go to church that night, and I never told anybody about my decision. I remember that weekend, like a dark cloud came over my heart, and I felt really discouraged and really disappointed in God and in my family. I didn't know it then, but I remember like that hoop I gave you with the rainbow colors. I said, God never forgets his promises in our life, even though it takes a really long time. So from that moment when I was 13 years old, I really turned my back on God. And I said, God, if you loved me, like this would have never happened to my family. The next 9 years of my life was spent in darkness, really struggling, really lost, really broken, looking for joy and happiness and adventure in everything that the world says is beautiful. In relationships, in partying, and I ended up finding myself in a situation where I struggled with alcohol and drug addiction for 9 years, from 13 years old until I was 22. Many bad things happened as a result of that. I won't share those with you now. Just understand that I was really broken and really lost. I didn't have anybody in my life to really mentor me and care for me. My family was torn apart. The church wasn't reaching out to me, and I was really bitter. And I was really depressed. And I used anything to just fill that place in my heart that was meant for God's love, but I filled it with everything else. When I was 22 years old, somebody invited me back to church, and I was like, been there, done that. Church did not do me well. And I really had a lot of bitterness, but this girl really liked this cute boy at the church. She needed a wing woman. And I said, okay, fine, I'll go. And every time I heard worship music, I just would bawl my eyes out. I've always loved music and worship and dance, but I had just closed my heart to that for so long. And every time I heard worship music, God is love, God is forgiveness, God is grace, I'm like, yeah, for everyone else except for me. But I would cry and cry and cry, and something kept pulling me back. And God started changing my life. I started hearing about the love of God through Jesus. I started hearing about forgiveness, and I wanted it. I started hearing about grace, and I needed it. And I said, Jesus, if you're real, be a part of my life. I don't even know where to start. God started filling my heart with so much love. There's a Bible verse that says, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Not because we're perfect, not because we're beautiful, not because we've done good things. He loves us when we're broken. I was like, what kind of God would love me? And that love started coming in, and it started changing me. God started filling my heart. God brought me into the light. He forgave my sin. He started healing me. I went through a recovery program. I got sober. I've been completely sober 7 years. God has been so good and just filled me up to the brim. This color also represents healing and joy and freedom. That is why I dance. Not because I do love dance, but because my heart is free and it's forgiven.
Amen.
And so with that freedom, around the same time, I learned how to hula hoop. And I just started taking it for hoop dance and exercise classes, but it became so fun and changed my life that I'm like, everybody should hula hoop, which is, as you see today. So not only was God setting my heart free, but he was setting my body free and restoring dignity and courage into my life. So I started dancing, and then I had opportunity to go on some mission trips to Haiti, to an orphanage, and work with a bunch of kids. And I'm like, you know what? This is my calling. This is my passion. But God, would you restore that dream to me when I was 13 years old? And God never forgets his promises. And God started saying, yes, daughter, you can do this. Like, I am all over your dreams. And so God started building this thing, and this is green color. It's our purpose. It's our mission. It's growing in faith, and it never ends. It's our whole lives. We're going to go through all these colors again and again and again and again, but God's still there. But we're going to get to the place where God is like, put a story in your heart. And he's saying this story is to share with the world. Amen. It's to change the world. It's to serve the world. It's to sow seeds. It's to see fruits come in abundance. And so since I started Hula for Happiness, that was back in 2010, now we have missionaries, 40 different hula hoop girls all over the world that use the hoop to share about God's love. We have 6 bases around the world that make hoops and teach local projects. We also have made more than 7,000 of these, and they have gone to 74 countries.
Woo!
This is not
Yeah!
This is what God does.
That's
When you
God.
say yes to God, when you say yes to His purposes for your life, when you surrender everything,
Amen.
God is going to start springing up fruit, and He's going to do it. You don't have to do anything. You just have to say, yes, God, I'm ready. And you never know. You could have like juggling balls all over the world, or darts all over the world, or anything all over the world. But it starts right here. So as much as we do around the world, Tampa is really important to me. This was my home for 12 years. This is where this ministry got started. So we will always have a connection to Tampa. So I'm very, very blessed that you're here tonight. I'm going to show a very, it's a cool video, and it's going to show you all of our girls, most of them, around the world and what they do with the hula. So I want you guys to listen to this video. It's about 6 minutes long, but it's really cute. And then after that, we're going to wrap it up, okay? Thank you guys.
Woo!